You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's House of Lies After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's House of Lies After Show.
That's right, guys. This is the House of Lies after show. With the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Because, guys, this was a pretty awesome episode of, not Ninja Turtles, but of House of Lies, Season 3, Episode 11, Together. Just like the Ninja Turtles, they're together.
Yeah.
And so was everybody else in this episode, kind of, sort of-ish.
Yeah, there was a lot of togetherness.
Yeah, either far or close or not. But I'm your host, Roya Taheri, and joining me is
Yael Tygiel. Hello, everyone.
And Lem is not with us, obviously, or else you would have heard his voice. But he might be returning next week unless we pulled a Dollhide and got rid of him. But we'll see.
We're not saying we did, and we're not saying we didn't.
Exactly. So let's jump right into this episode. You know, basically, it starts off right away it picks up right from the shootout, and the editing scene was really interesting. It was like jump cuts in each scene, but there's audio that was different. What do you think of it?
I thought it was a really interesting way to do it. I liked that it was like the first 2 minutes of the show was very terrifying.
Yeah.
I feel like it was trying to give us the illusion that we were there. And I loved that it was mirrored with the scene at the end of the episode, which was like the same kind of thing, but instead of like scariness, it was romantic.
At the end?
At the end. It
Yeah.
was just a great way to do it.
Yeah, because right before they show House of Lies, the title, I felt eerie. I felt I didn't like it. I did not like that feeling. It brought me down.
It's
and then, of
supposed
course,
to-
by the
yeah.
end of the episode, I loved it. So thank
Yeah.
you for bringing that comparison in.
Right. It was the beginning was supposed to scare you and make you uncomfortable and make you feel like you were there going through this with them.
Yeah.
And at the end, it was, you're here going through this with us.
Yes.
Just like that.
Bound chicken. Wow, wow.
Exactly. That's
Yes.
exactly what it was.
One of the shots I thought that they might bring up later in the episode was when Marty touched Jeannie's shoulder and left blood on her the white shirt.
Yeah.
I thought that was gonna come up. Maybe it'll come up next week's.
Maybe.
But it was just a very interesting detail. Maybe it was just to show how real it was. And well, she was wearing a white shirt. I guess it's taught her never to wear white again.
Yeah.
But
Because you'll get blood on it when you are watching someone get shot.
Ooh, and you'll lose a tooth, which will make you look like a meth addict, which is what Jeannie described herself when she was in the office. And she tries to call Clyde because she's talking to Doug, and she's asking Doug, hey, where's Clyde? And Clyde, he doesn't know where Clyde is. So she calls him. Clyde is actually in San Francisco with his girlfriend, cokehead Marissa.
Yep.
And he gets back from San Francisco very quickly. You even mentioned while we're watching.
Yeah. So San Francisco to LA, a flight it'll take you 2 hours, including airport time. And he like had to get up and finish what he was doing because he had to service the client one more time. And then he had to...
And from behind, too.
Of course. And then he had to get to the airport, get on a plane, get to LA, get to the office. So let's say 3-4 hours maybe at like the quickest he could get there.
Yeah.
But she said she was getting her tooth fixed that day in the afternoon, and her tooth wasn't fixed when he got there. And he was like there lounging about. I'm just saying.
I mean, the flight's not okay. Let's not get too technical. Well, I guess I'll bring up technical issues later with mine, so you can have this moment.
Thank
to
you.
do that.
I'm just saying that technically, time-wise, that scenario didn't work out so well for me. He shouldn't have shown up for
maybe
at least
he ran.
3 hours.
He hit a bump and did some coke and he ran.
He
there.
ran.
Yeah, he had the energy.
I'll allow.
Allowed. Approved.
That's much more likely.
So we find out when Doug is talking to Jeannie that he's getting some boobies.
Yeah.
And because of W.O.N, the wholesome organic nutrition.
Yeah.
Product that Monica brought in. And I think it's making him very sensitive.
Probably. He's full of estrogen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I just love Jeannie's little go back and forth with Clyde about how Doug's getting boobs and stuff. And then, which leads us to a lunch date with Clyde and his girlfriend, Coke girlfriend, Marissa. I don't think I need to keep saying Coke girlfriend, but I just want to
I like that you call her
clarifying
Coke girlfriend. She is a Coke girlfriend.
She is. And not like the beverage Coke. You know,
Nope.
like, good. It's more like
Nice.
that kind. Not that I would. Anyways.
Moving on. So, Marissa, tell us more.
Yeah, so apparently she sold her company for $4.2 billion. And did not tell Clyde.
No.
What do you think about that? I don't know why I just went into singing.
I don't know why you're saying it either, but I have been saying from the beginning that this scenario with Clyde getting McClintock Media through his Coke girlfriend was always going to bite him in the ass. Like, it was never going to end well, and he was just going to lose Marty's trust again. It was very clear from the beginning that it wasn't going to be good.
Yeah. And then he breaks up with her, and she's fine with it, and he's not happy with that. She's not happy.
It's funny because his reasons for breaking up with her make complete sense.
Yeah.
And her reaction, not her like whatever reaction, but her, you know, oh, so I stopped giving you money and you leave me. Like, her point of view was also very valid.
Yeah, it was. I just liked her little, you want to go do a bump in the bathroom before he broke up with her? And then she goes, all right, well, I'm going to go do a bump in the bathroom. And she tells the ladies behind them, hey, watch our food. We're going to go do a bump.
I love her conversation with those ladies.
She's so casual. I like that character, even though she totally screwed Clyde.
Yeah.
But at the same time, for me, my perspective about Clyde in this whole season hasn't been a good one. He hasn't regained my trust yet.
Right.
He might have gained Marty's or been okay with Marty, but
I think
not
that's
with
the
me.
point of this season, is that we're losing his trust and we're not getting it back.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a while.
Yeah, and I hope we see it in the next episode. We probably will, because I feel like it's going to come up. We'll get to that in predictions. Something I forgot to mention was when Doug was talking to Jeannie, he mentioned to her how he was going to try and get Sarah back, which is obviously because Caitlin didn't want him.
Right. It's clear that he's going back with Sarah because Caitlin rejected him, but he's liking the near-death experience is bringing you, you want to be with the ones you love and all that. I get it.
And it could be the estrogen that's making him really
probably
female-ish. I mean, that's kind of mean to say, but I do it too.
Yeah.
So 75. Wait, what am I reading my notes for?
You're reading about Marissa. I know exactly, or not Marissa, Monica.
Monica, yeah.
I know exactly what that was.
I put it underneath Marissa and Clyde, and it made no sense. So basically, Marty and Jeannie find out that Monica's been holding out on them about W.O.N, the protein stuff.
Yeah, she knew that it had the estrogen and that it would cause breasts.
Yes, exactly. So they told her, we want 75% of your share. And that was their price, which pisses Monica off. So she goes into Jeannie's office and basically tells Jeannie the only reason why you are where you are is because Marty wanted to screw you, basically. And once he does that, he's going to be done with you. Funny thing is, they've already screwed.
Maybe. No one remembers for sure.
But they did.
We don't know that.
They did.
We don't know that.
Why would they waste a whole season of them trying to remember it if they didn't do it?
Because they think they did. I think it's really a much more interesting idea that they believe that they did.
Go away. Go.
I'm sorry.
Just kidding. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'll leave and you can just continue hosting.
No, yeah, I could talk by myself. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. No, Yael, come back. Come back, Yael. I can't do this alone. Okay. So go ahead. You were talking about...
No, that's all I wanted to say, is that I think that they believe that they did and they didn't. Or... they did, but nobody knows for sure, and that's what's bothering them the most.
Because they can't remember if it was pleasurable?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that reasoning better. Yeah. If you don't remember the pleasure, it didn't happen. That's a lot of one-night stands rules. So Dollhide has a meeting with Barney's.
Yeah.
And I love how Barney's like, do you want us to reschedule? And Dre goes, no. Lucas would want us to keep going. We gotta soldier on, is what he said.
Yeah,
we need to soldier on.
Which is, as you recall, what he said to Marty when they first started teaming up with Con and Associates.
I believe that episode was titled Soldier.
Yep.
Yeah, and basically Marty is pretty upset with the whole Dollhide meeting and how it's going. So he tries to like pretty much poke at Dre secretly by saying, "Oh yeah, Lucas would have wanted Barney's, even though Lucas would have never wanted Barney's," and then gets up and leaves. And Dre follows him into the elevator. I was waiting for Dre to say something in the elevator, and then the way they can solve it is by having elevator footage. But then he asks Marty, "Are you wearing a wire?" And then he laughs. And then they leave into the parking garage. And still nothing was leaked that he did do it. Even though we all know he did it.
Yeah.
There's no way he didn't do it.
I definitely thought that Dre was going to pull a gun.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not his style, but I thought that's what he was going to do.
No, he has someone else pull the gun.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he just gets shot in the arm, which he's apparently fine with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like his character that much anymore. I mean, I used to, but then I realized how shady he was, and I started liking Lucas better.
Right.
And then Lucas died.
And I think they did that on purpose. I think they wanted us to think like, oh, Dre is the one who is, you know, honest and good and wants better for the company. And then they showed us that the truth is Lucas, yeah, he's a little immature and likes to play mind games, but Lucas was very much the honest guy. He went, you know, a weird way to tell you the truth, but he told you the truth.
Yeah, that's true. Before we get to Sarah and Doug and his confrontation with her, Jeannie gets her tooth fixed. So this is where I pick at it. Okay, so she chipped the front tooth, right? I've had that same thing happen to me, not with a shooting, but I've gotten my tooth fixed in the same way. I never went under. So why did she go under and come up with? And they said that she had anesthesia that caused her to cry.
Yeah.
Maybe I was too poor to be able to afford it, the full gassing, and they just shot me up with like my lip and gums went numb, but I didn't go numb, you know. And then she woke up crying.
Right.
So
I don't know why they put her under, but I know that I definitely have woken up from anesthesia sobbing for absolutely no reason.
right, and that's when they put the mask over your face, right?
Oh, I went in for like surgery.
Oh, okay. So
No
yeah,
mask,
you were out.
like out.
Okay, never mind then.
But woke up sobbing, crying for my mommy. It was hilarious.
And this was like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Okay. So Sarah and Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I like
Really?
her all of a sudden. All of a sudden I like her because she admits that she tricked him into marriage and like openly admits like, I would have tricked anybody into marriage. No, I would have only tricked you into marriage. And that's great. I love her. She's crazy.
She's super crazy. Do you think it's crazy she had an abortion?
So what's crazy is that they broke up and she had an abortion even though she wanted a baby. All she wanted was a baby. She kept trying for a baby. There's that line about him putting his baby juice in her.
Yes.
And then she's not sure that he's the father. And all I could think was, wasn't she pregnant before they broke up? No, she got pregnant in Chicago.
No.
No?
That's when they were supposed to make baby time.
So
There was no pregnant part, was there?
I don't remember.
I think she caught on to Caitlin before, because they were on the airplane, and that's when she
Right.
told him, hey, you need to decide,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to be a part of your decision. So,
All right. So she somehow got pregnant.
yeah, so maybe
In
it's
the-
Doug. Maybe Doug's shooting blanks, and that's why she got pregnant so quickly. And she doesn't wear condoms, even with one-night stands.
Yeah.
Weird.
She's silly.
Silly. What a silly Billy.
Yeah. What do you want me to say? She is the reason that we have diseases and that everyone should be worried and be using condoms all the time? Because I'll say it. Use condoms, people.
Yep.
Let's be smart.
Steven says
Use
no.
condoms. Steven.
Our engineer. Oh.
So ladies, stay away from Steven. You're welcome. You did that to yourself. Moving on.
Moving on to Who Needs Protection, Marty, from Dre's wife. That's going to be my...
Is that what you wrote? Because
No, I didn't write that down at all, but that was my
Dre's wife
who apparently...
was completely in on it.
Yeah, because Dre and his wife have an open relationship where they talk about things. Not
Yeah.
open sexually, open communication.
And she said, like, we make these decisions together.
Yep. Which means... And then she kind of threatens Marty
Oh,
to say,
she totally threatens him.
you need to figure out your own shit. And so what does he do? He goes home. He goes home where Jeannie is waiting for him
Yeah, she is.
with a bottle of tequila
And a new tooth.
and a new tooth, yes. I couldn't help but laugh every time I saw her with a chipped tooth. I
No,
mean, I
it
know
was
it's
great.
harsh, but I couldn't take her seriously the entire. You heard me. I was giggling. That's what I was giggling about.
Yeah.
Not saying that people with chipped tooth. It's not funny. I get it. I understand. I had it too. Anyways, so Jeannie's in Marty's apartment, and I really like the editing sequence of this. Just like in the beginning, as you mentioned, there's jump cuts of them getting drunker, more drunk, and more drunk, and more drunk.
And then
not and then, but a conversation comes up in between those edits about them talking about Vegas and the whole "I love you," and how Marty responds saying, "I just wasn't ready to hear that at that time." I was like, "Yes, good." So they talked about they had a drunk heart to heart, and those are the best people. Not saying don't drink, I'm just saying have heart to hearts, but they're really good when you're under the influence. Anyways, when they're both. Anyways, so
today is all about life lessons.
yes. The more you know. And so Jeannie and Marty make love.
Yeah,
Or
they
is
do.
it sex?
I think it was sex. Because
But it wasn't effing.
It wasn't effing. It was sex.
Nice.
It's just some nice sex.
And Marty gets up to go pee. Jeannie rolls over to see him leave, and she smiles and rolls back over. Marty's taking a pee, and he smiles.
His faces in the bathroom, I wrote down mirror faces. Those were absolutely amazing.
Yes, adorable. And then they go back to spooning, and that's when he says, "I love you," to Jeannie.
It was beautiful.
Yep. And she goes, "You're supposed to say that to me before you get me into bed, not afterwards." And he goes, "I know, I messed up." But it worked.
And it was great.
And that just left us all on such a great level.
Yeah.
Such a great level that we're going to go into predictions about next week.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
For now.
Before we get into that, I forgot to mention Dre's wife, whose name we couldn't find. And if you found it, please write it in the comments. Is played by Bridget Coulter, who is Don Cheadle's partner. So
Bum, bum, bum.
Dre's
Create my own
wife.
sound effects,
Yeah.
apparently.
Dre's wife, who threatens him. It's his
Yeah.
partner. That's cute.
So
Going into predictions. Sorry.
Yes. What do you think? Prediction. What is one big thing? Because we see that the FBI is coming in and bringing down Con and Associates. Con and Associates, it's just basically like tornado of completely sizzling out.
Yeah.
What is one prediction you think is going to happen?
I think Jeannie and Marty are going to be over for good. I think he's going to tell her that it's over for good. It's never going to happen again, and that they can't work together anymore because she effed them over again.
No, I don't like your prediction. Yael, you made me mad. I'm not going to even give you my prediction because I want Jeannie and Marty to be together. And we worked so hard. No,
I'm sorry.
Dre's going to go. That's my prediction. Dre's going to go.
All right.
But where can we find you, Yael?
The people can find me online at yael.tv. That's YAEL.tv. And on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Yael Tygiel, YAELTYGIEL.
Perfect. And guys, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Hey Roya. That's HEYROYA. Until next time, guys. See you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.